About every 8 weeks, Nike sends me a new pair of shoes. How did I get this sweet gig? In this video, I'm going to show you how I became a Nike sponsored athlete and how you can do it too. Let's go for a little run. First, a story. Almost 20 years ago now, I was living out in California and I went down to the San Diego Marathon. I was a poor graduate student and I went to the expo at the San Diego Marathon and Nike was there. And they said, try on this pair of shoes, get a free pair of socks. So what did I do? I said, free socks, sign me up. So I run on the treadmill, put on a pair of shoes, and then I get off and write about the shoes, what I thought, so on and so on. And I scored my free pair of socks. And the woman came up to me afterwards and she said, you know, we are looking for Nike product testers. Why don't you go ahead and fill out an application and see if you can become a Nike product tester? I was like, sweet. So I filled out the application, didn't think anything of it. A few weeks later, sure enough, Nike says, congratulations, you've been accepted into our product testing family. Double score. So, what does this mean? What does it mean to be a Nike product tester? Well, once every 8 weeks, they send me a pair of shoes to try. And it's not like shoe after shoe after shoe. Sometimes there's breaks in between. But they say you've got to go ahead and run in these shoes. Sometimes they have mileage goals, like pretty high mileage goals, like 45, 50 miles a week. But most of the time it's like 25, maybe 30 miles a week. And I run in them, and then I got to fill out feedback and surveys and so on. What do you think about this? And what do you think about that? And all of these things. And then I send the shoes back to them. And you're like, whoa, what? Got to send the shoes back? Don't get to keep them? At first, I was totally bummed out. What do you mean? Free Nike shoes that I get to like rent. But they need to look at wear patterns, or they need to look at whatever, how I beat the shoes up. After a while, shoe after shoe after shoe, I'm kind of glad I don't have 50 pairs of old smelly running shoes. So I send them back, and they sometimes send like an incentive, like a gift or another free pair of shoes or something in the meantime. It's a pretty sweet deal overall. I highly recommend. So, tell me more about this program, you say. Well, the shoes are pretty sweet. I've been testing a lot of trail shoes lately. So, I'm on the trail. That's the dog about a quarter mile down the road. And the trail shoes they oftentimes send are like jet black, totally stealth mode, wouldn't ever suspect. Perfect example, super top secret stealth trail shoe. You can tell it's a Nike testing shoe because look at it. They have a secret number on the side. It's like Gattaca. I'm 18906-7. Okay, not really like Gattaca. And it turns out I can't actually show you the shoes. One of the stipulations is no posting shoes on social media. So when Nike has a super top secret shoe that they're coming out with, they don't want like Adidas and Skechers and all the other companies to be like, hey, that's a good idea. We should make a shoe like that. So there's a limit to what I could show you. But anyhow, back to the story. One time I was testing a pair of shoes and it was pretty good. It was a road shoe and it was super light, super fast, and it had this crazy material. It was like kind of plasticky, kind of felt like I had wires going through it. And so ran in the shoe, sent it back. They turned around and sent back like basically the same shoe. I'm like, hello, Nike, did you just get the shoe? I just sent it back. They said, no, we want you to run it again. So run it again, sent it back. 8 weeks later, same shoe. Same shoe. I'm like, what's going on? And again, this is when I was in California. Then they write to me and they said, we want you to meet us at the San Francisco City College track. I'm like, okay, that's strange. You guys are in Oregon. You're gonna come down, I guess, meet a bunch of athletes. a bunch of product testers in San Francisco. So I meet them at the track and they give me like the A shoe and the B shoe. And they say, go ahead and run in this. Tell us what you think of each of these. And I'm like, what is the big deal about these shoes? Turns out this is the debut of their Flywire system, which was like super light, and they announced it for the Nike sponsored athletes, the real sponsored athletes, before the Olympics. And I was like, hey, I recognize that shoe. I've been running in it for like a year. Anyhow, this Nike product testing gig is pretty sweet. So I highly recommend. So how do you do this? The link, the super top secret, non-SEO'd website to apply to be a Nike product tester. Maybe you don't run like 40 miles a week and you're a sneakerhead and you want to test out and see Nike's next new hot drop. Well, they're looking for all types of people. So this is where you get the inside scoop. Hit the link, fill out the application, and I want you guys to let me know down below, did you become a Nike product tester?